the humble major scale. We're going to take a look at some major scales in this lesson and just compare them, okay? So everything will be in B flat here, B flat. I'm walking up the major scale and back down again. So the major scale, you know it, that's the first one. No big deal right there. So let's look at the next major scale, which is based off the fourth degree of the modes, called Lydian. And the difference here is the fourth degree. 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, tonic. It's one of the prettiest modes in my opinion. I love Lydian. It has more of a tense, unresolved sound. Questioning, maybe. Okay, next mode, the next major scale, is the Mixolydian mode. And this one, this is probably the second most used major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. It's based off the fifth degree of the scale. And it's the blues thing. Very common usage. Okay, then the next major scale, this is going to get a little weird, is where we put those two key notes from Lydian and Mixolydian together. And you get Mixolydian Sharp 11 or Lydian flat 7, however you want to describe it. So we get 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. So it combines both of those. It has that sort of tonality in there, that half step, whole step, half step sound. Again, this is most commonly referred to as Lydian flat 7. So, Lydian flat 7. Sort of a altered sounding, a little strange, but it's good. You want it more questioning, more tense. You can use those two notes in combination together in a scale. And this mimics some of the shapes that you find in some of the weirder minor scales, like harmonic minor. Has that sort of thing, but so know that scale exists. It's the weirder one. Play around with it, learn to use it, learn what it sounds like. Lydian is less strange, then Mixolydian is even less strange, and then of course regular major is the simplest, the most straight ahead you can get. Do, re, mi, so, fa, la, ti, do. Okay, there are other, you could call them potentially major scales. Okay, let's look at one last one, which is the whole tone scale. It has a major third in it, so I guess you can call it a major scale, but I don't really consider it a major scale because it really doesn't have a fifth in it to call it a major. It's an augmented triad. So, but this is just whole tones all the way up. So it effectively has a flat 7, a sharp 5, there's no 6, a sharp 4, a 3, 2, 1. This is an example of what we call a symmetrical scale because it's the same no matter where you start it. It's just whole tones all the way up. But notice there's only 6 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're at the octave. So that's why I really wouldn't consider it a major scale, but somewhat related. It's the strange one, really. tritones all over the place in it. So from least strange to strange, we have Ionian, the major scale, then Mixolydian with the flat 7, Lydian with the sharp 4, a little bit stranger, then Lydian flat 7 with both the flat 7 and the sharp 4, and then you want to get crazy, you got the whole tone scale. Then we got Lydian flat 7, then we've got Lydian, then we've got Mixolydian, then regular major. So it's really good to play all these scales in one key to really hear the differences in sound, so that your ear gets used to hearing those sounds and you know what they are. Then when you're playing music and you imagine a sound, now you're more likely to be able to take that sound and turn it into a scale note that you can imagine, that you're like, oh, I know, that's that Lydian sharp 11, sharp 4 sound. I know how to do that because I'm in the key of B and I can just play an E and I got the sharp 11 there. So that's the idea behind all this. Those are the major scales, plus the whole tone scale thrown in there just for fun. That's a lot of tools to play with, and you can apply this in your improvisation and playing and such. So there you go, major scales.